set for green. Cole Butcher on the pole outside. Billy Van Meter, 100 laps for the North-South Super Late Model Challenge from Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. It's a wide track with a lot of banking, Jonathan. You see they'll use plenty of width to this racetrack, multiple lanes through the corners throughout the day.
And you can tell it's the first time full saw in race conditions. Multiple drivers going washing wide in 1 and 2. Billy Van Meter will hold on to second. Cole Butcher, the race leader. And how about that? Second position as Pollard, the savvy veteran, kind of just waits and sees. Cole Butcher says, I'm going to open it up to maybe about 4 car lengths. Contact again to 3.
Contact middle of the backstretch as they kind of fight for the same piece of real estate. Michelle pulls back alongside, and we've got trouble. Casey Klein off the pace. Might have been some contact. Car looks to be okay. 3 wide as they go around him. There's more contact. Pinsino will spin. Nassi will avoid. Davis gets around. So does Avedizian, but we will have yellow for the second time in the race as we stacked them up going into turn number 1, and now a little unburned fuel in the exhaust of the 14 of Pinsino as he tries to refire the car, and does. Jackson Boone going after the 26 of Bubba Pollard for 4th.
One of those drivers that have their cars look like they're already battle driven. Look how he goes through 1 and 2. He gives us so much momentum and then powers off turn 2. Here's toe-to-toe in contact. George Phillips with the 81 Machina Brown. They both keep it going in the right direction, but now Phillips possibly runs on both ends of his 22.
Yeah, I think Phillips was going to try to close the door, and the 81 of Brown was already peeking low, and there's going to be more as Phillips comes off the wall a little bit. Brown underneath him. A couple of times contact between the 2 teenage drivers. Brown able to get by. Phillips again has that damage to the right rear of the car, and we've seen some smoke coming out of that car as well. Here comes Howard to the inside. He closes the door there, and Howard makes contact.
Man, both Anthony Campi cars getting into that Wilson 22. Can Phillips shut the door? It's not going to happen. Howard just hanging on that quarter panel off turn 4, pushing and shoving deeper in the field.
Battle back in the pack right now for the 10th position between Howard and Phillips. I think Phillips more than anything just hanging on to his race car. Man, they're running close, and there's some contact. Phillips and Howard get together on the backstretch.
I would not be surprised if that's a message.
I don't know. I mean, Phillips is kind of closing the door a little bit, trying to just hang on to a car that might be a little bit off from maybe earlier contact.
Van Meter quickly to the inside, but yes, very much an issue there on the Fetcher Motorsport 7.
Yeah, I don't think it's just wearing out the tires. I think he's got an issue otherwise for the 7 of Jackson Boone, a car that was so strong and came from deep in the pack, but Boone right now just hanging on to it, hoping for a yellow flag to come out so the crew can go to work and see what the problem might be. Van Meter, 23 car outside pole sitter in this race, has moved back up to 6th spot. Nassi, though, looking for 6th on the inside. He's been to the back of this field and is rallying nicely, and he's got plenty of race to go. 55 laps, you know we're going to at least have one more slowdown in this race. Here's Brown making his way forward as well. His car looks good on the long runs today, and we do have a slowdown right now as yellow is out again. Stopped car on the front straightaway, the cause of our caution flag. It's the 7 of Boone, who has had some issues. He's Cole Butcher from Canada. He's looking for yet another win. This one with the Southern Super Series, where he leads the standings. Also, point leader with the Appalachian Sucker Punch, ASA Stars National Tour. And just like the last restart, Butcher out front. Craig moves into 2nd. Contact from Bochelle. Still more contact heading to 3.
Man, really wanted that inside lane. Swiped the ballon, made contact. Kyle Steckley now joins in on the outside of Bochelle. Craig holds on to 2nd, and Steckley is still toe-to-toe trying to hold on for that 3rd spot. Nassi looking to find a way to Kyle Steckley. Nose to tail. This will be for the 4th position. We got problems. Billy Van Meter goes around in turn 2. The field scatters around him as the caution will wave with 49 laps remaining.
Van Meter was racing just moments ago with Bubba Pollard. I think they were still around the same spot on the track, possibly still going for position. It was for the 6th position. Van Meter and Pollard just 1 lap past the halfway mark. The North-South Super Late Model Challenge 100. Doesn't look to be any damage to the 23 of Van Meter. There he is, just up in the 2nd lane. Got sideways and spun down in front of Pollard. Solo car accident for Billy Van Meter in the 23. Car got free on him in the middle. Here's another look. Top of the screen. Van Meter got into the corner. You know, his family owns the Circle City Raceway in Indianapolis, where they slide through the corners like that. It's a dirt track. Here you don't want to be that side. Stagnating now at 1.8 seconds. There's Pollard to run on Steckley in turn 3.
Now remember, Bubba Pollard is points racing this year for the ASA Southern Super Series. The driver just ahead of him in the points run is that of Cole Butcher, who previously already has 2 wins on the season, and trouble for Stephen Nasse. Slow to the apron at turns 1 and 2 as the drivers just behind him come swooping on by. We'll see if he can continue rolling, but for Pollard, can you gain any spots to close on in? You may have that shot, because with sticks on the board, we have a caution.
Yellow is out for the slowed number 51 of Stephen Nasse. Remember, before the start of this race, he came to the pits. He had brake issues. They fixed a fitting, came back to the pits on the first yellow with 10 laps in. They checked it, seemed to be okay. Now has he lost power? Stephen Nasse. Can Craig stay alongside? Can he time up the restart well? He did pretty well right there. We're going to have a battle for the top spot. Heading through 1 and 2. Butcher the advantage in the 1.
Oh, he wants to clear, but Matt Craig is going to be there on the inside. Holds on to the quarter panel. They make contact off turn 2. Craig just won't give in. Back to 3.
Ullman got in the wall a little bit back in the field. It's going to be Butcher the advantage coming to the white flag. A 1 to go. Craig in second. Brown closes the door on Boschel as they exit turn 2 and head down the backstretch for the final time.
Matt Craig's going to have a shot, but he's going to have to send in a heave. Back in 2016, Donnie Wilson won the first ever North-South Super Late Model Challenge. In 2025, Cole Butcher will go to victory lane and become the first Canadian to win it. Butcher wins in Nashville. He gets the North-South Super Late Model Challenge win.